Hey guys, it's Monday and I'm bored. I'm really bored. So I wanted to talk about something for me. It really just blows my mind. Not really blows my mind, really confuses my mind. Is selling prints. I have no idea how to sell prints. I feel like I joined one of these websites called SmugMug. I don't know if you know it. And it's been maybe a year that I've been putting pictures up. And my pictures are getting better because I'm taking more. I've been taking it more seriously for the last year. But I find that even if your pictures are amazing and you're an amazing photographer and you take these awesome pictures, you're still gonna get to a point where you're gonna find that it's hard to sell prints. People don't order prints online. At least I sold one print off my website, and it's somebody I know that wanted to order my print, and they told me beforehand, and so probably like I didn't even make any money on that. I just paid money. We all know photography can be quite expensive, and this is just not a complaint. It's just me kind of wondering what you guys do if you have any success with selling prints. I'm really curious because definitely me, I've had a rough time with that, and I'm not really that good at business and marketing. I'm not bad, but I'm not great either. So I could use some help. I could use some advice. And there's nothing wrong with asking for advice, asking for help. Maybe you guys have some tricks. Maybe you know somebody that had success with selling prints. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's my design on my website. Maybe it's just the pictures themselves, they need to be better. Maybe it's the price. But I find that if you put the price too high, people don't buy. If you put it too low, it's too low. You're not gonna make any money either way. If you put it too high, people might, come visit your website and kind of look at it and say, it's too high for me. But if you're gonna sell if you have one image that you really like and you're gonna sell maybe one print of it, you're pretty much making your money off that print. So you need to have it set up high for you to make any money because everything, travel, photography is expensive. It's not cheap. And those of you that actually do it will probably know that it's not cheap. So all the videos I've tried to look online for videos on selling the information. There's a few that talk here and there. Nobody actually tells you how it can be done because it's really hard. It's really a tough subject. So I want you to guys maybe pitch in and write me a comment on this video. What you think might work for selling prints. I mean, I don't want to sell prints as in stock. I don't really like that much. I'd rather sell prints that people are gonna put in their house and enjoy. But one thing I've realized, everybody I know, they're not in the habit of buying prints and putting it up on the wall, which it's kind of like sad because not just my prints, anybody's prints. I don't see them decorating their house with nice photography. At least the people I know. I don't know. I'm sure there's people that do buy it, but I don't know what percentage of the population are those people. I have no idea who my target is. And they're hard to find. Like, I don't know who they are. Do you advertise to them? How do you reach them? Maybe some people doing YouTube videos might sell photography as a byproduct, but my goal when making the videos is not to sell prints. My goal is just to talk about photography and show how I do it. So I don't know. I really don't. I would like some input from anybody watching now or later to just write me a comment about how you guys do it. And besides that, this weekend I didn't go taking pictures because it was cold again. And I didn't want to repeat the week before. If you have watched my last video before this one, it was really cold. I felt rushed. I didn't take the picture that weekend. I took a picture, but it wasn't that good. And this weekend it was cold again, and we're getting some snow tomorrow. So it's really tough to find inspiration in winter, to go out and take pictures when it's like super cold. Sometimes the temperature is comfortable, and if I dress well, I still go out. But I really found it difficult to go out this weekend because it was really cold, and I just didn't have the energy to go take pictures or do a new video. And I felt guilty about that in a way, but there's gotta be, you know, a way that you can find inspiration and still go take pictures in winter, even if it's cold, even if it's tough. You know, you gotta always push. So maybe I had a one moment of weakness, but that's kind of normal doing photography. But you know, I'm not gonna do that again. I kind of regret not going out anyway and trying to get a picture. But sometimes, you know, you gotta know when to go, when not to go, you know. That's also the argument. So I don't know if you guys go out every weekend taking pictures, or how do you plan your trips. I think right now I'm really gonna pay more attention to the days that are really really nice. Like last Wednesday was super nice, and I didn't go that day when because I was kind of working, and I'm just gonna keep my camera bag ready. And if ever there's a nice day coming, even if it's midweek, now the days are a little bit longer, so I can still go to work early, leave a bit early, just so I can make it to sunset and get a picture. So it's kind of like a photography challenge that I plan to do, which is pretty much gonna be leave work and go get a picture the same day after work. You know, it's eventually in the summer it's gonna get easier because the sun will set at 9 p.m. and if you leave work at 5, you pretty much have 4 hours to get somewhere. And if you leave a bit earlier, you have even more time. So it might need a bit of adjusting on my plans and how to get more pictures and just try to challenge myself a bit more. So finding inspiration is really really tough, but you know, you sometimes you just gotta kick yourself and go for it. You know, make plans and make sure you're using the time that you have more effectively. You know, like I don't want to waste any more nice days by, you know, being busy doing other stuff. You know, I can make the best of it. I can do both at the same time. So that's kind of it, you know. But the more thing I wanted to talk about was the selling prints. You know, I mean, if you check out my website, it's I'm gonna put a link in the description of the video. Maybe my website needs some work. I'm not good at design either. I just use one of their templates, and you know, it's functional. You can order stuff off it, but it's not like an amazing design. It's just functional. I like about it that you can show your images big on your website, so it's really not good for mobile, but it's good for if you're checking it on your computer. And you know, they have a good system for picking your, like, which lab you want and printing your images there, and they ship and everything and they charge everything. But you know, it could be a matter of price, because when you think about it, people are ordering it, they're paying shipping, they're paying clearance if there's custom clearance. So all these expenses, they add up. So it might be, you know, something that people discourage them from finalizing the sale. I don't know what happens after I put the image and I promote it. Like, I do share my pictures on social media everywhere I can, and I always link to my website, but that never really generated any sales. So I don't know what else to do in terms of kind of getting more sales, getting more, you know, just try to market my website without having to pay a lot of money too. You know, I mean, I already pay a lot of money on everything else, so with the travel and the expenses and the gas and all that stuff, so it can be tough, you know. So I don't know, I really don't. I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Let me see if I can see any comments here from anybody. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna open the chat window, see if anybody is writing anything. Nope, nobody. That's alright. It's my first YouTube thing, being live. So I wasn't expecting a huge crowd. Maybe you guys will rewatch this after. But I wanted to try it out. And I'm trying this out on the Osmo. It's the first time I try live on the Osmo, and I have the what do you call it, the video micro from Rode video micro mic. You know, I can't forget the name sometimes. But you know, it's a good mic for doing audio. So we'll just wait and see here. 1 second, guys, bear with me. The only thing about these live videos is you can't really do any editing to the video later. It's gonna be on YouTube right away. So, alrighty, trying to set things up here. Trying to open the chat, see if anybody's here. If you guys are here, anybody's watching, write me a comment in the chat. Alright, we got Gerard here asking what host do you use? I'm using the Osmo Plus, and I have the DJI Osmo app open, and I'm just kinda using that to go live through the app to YouTube right away. I hope that's what you meant by what host do you use. Just confirm to me by saying yes or no. And if you have any photography questions too, because I would really like to get more questions and get this conversation going, even if it's one person. Gonna wait and see. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. A web host. I don't think I quite understand what do you mean by that. It's my first time going YouTube live. If I can only show you the setup I have. For the website. Maybe you mean the website. It's I use SmugMug, and I bought the domain of GoDaddy. But the SmugMug, you pay them a fee, like a yearly fee. I think it's like $100 or something, somewhere around that. And you can pretty much use one of their templates, upload your images into galleries, and you can just show them, and you can put your prices through their website and put your markup, and they ship and they order, and you pick your photo lab. I hope now that's what you meant. If not, then write me a third comment. I don't know if it's slow here, how long I actually answer till they actually see it. If it's actually live. There you go. That's good to know. There's not a big lag. So do you use any website specifically? I don't know if you have a website, if you're using one specifically different or that works better, let me know. Yeah, I'm very impulsive, and I picked SmugMug on a whim, and since I already paid for it, I just kind of stuck with it, you know. As long as it works and I can pretty much sell prints off the website, it's a start for me. But have you sold many prints on Zenfolio, and what do you find kind of worked for you? I mean, I've sold one print on SmugMug, and I always promote my website when, like I said, when I share my images. But I find people just look at the image and that's it. They have to be in love with the image to actually buy it, you know. But I'm not really good at marketing. I'm just trying to take pictures and improve that. If I try to do too much, I feel like my brain gonna explode. Wonder if anybody else is watching. We can get some more people in on the topic. If anybody else is watching, leave a comment. Yeah, I find people just don't buy prints, you know. They just look at them online and their attention span is 2 seconds, you know. They look at it, they like it, that's it, end of story. It's kind of the reality of the of photography right now. Even really, really good photographers probably find a hard time selling images. But I don't know any really, really good photographers. They don't talk about it much, you know. They just, you know, nobody ever tells you how they sell images, and if they do, they probably just sell classes and stuff. You know, it's kind of sad. I kind of wish that this was different, you know. I wish that people would order prints and just put them up in their house, but everybody I know, like I said, everybody I know around me, they don't buy prints for their house, you know. They you know, it's not a necessity of life, you know. They buy food and alcohol, and but print, you know, they can live without photography. Yeah, or YouTube. Although YouTube, it's kind of tough with YouTube, you know. If you have some experience sharing videos, it's like, you know, I've been doing it 4 months, I think 5 months now, and you know, don't count on the ad revenue to make you any money. You just need to you need to do it for a really long time and get really, really lucky to make any money off YouTube revenue. I just do it because it's fun. You never know. It's possible. You can get there if you keep doing it. One can hope. So is there anybody else watching here? Anybody? Let's get more questions or suggestions. Where are you from, Gerard? I don't. New Brunswick. How is the weather there? Is it cold? I always feel like I know the weather around me, but I never know what the weather is like everywhere else. How often do you go take pictures if you do? Yeah, I've been trying to go out every weekend and take pictures, but the last weekend I just kinda didn't go out. Ah, yeah, that could take up some time doing renovation. What kind of photography do you like to do? Landscapes or other stuff? Yeah, me too. I'd love to. The only place I went to in Canada that was really, really nice was the nicest so far was Banff. I was there 10 days when I went camping, but this was before doing the videos, and so I have no videos of it. But I think Canada has some nice parks, but I just sometimes traveling just on the weekend can be difficult if you have to catch a plane and get there, and if you're willing to pay a lot of money just to do a last minute flight over the weekend, you know. I pretty much spend all my money whenever I can on travel, whether be it gas, hotels, or flights, you know. But you know, you have a 3-day weekend coming up in April. Maybe you can squeeze in a flight somewhere. One extra day will help. Yep. I think the only way to do it is to just not have to come back and just keep going one spot at a time, and then just come back, you know, because the cost of paying to go and come back to your city, you can take that money and just keep going, you know. Just do one crazy crazy trip across Canada, coast to coast, and then come back one shot to wherever you are. I live in Montreal, so you know, I would definitely like to go east to west and then come back down to the States and do west to east and then back up to Montreal, if you have the money and the time. But I work Monday to Friday, and I wish I had more time off. Yeah, sometimes, you know, like I'm pretty much feel like I explored all the parks around me way too much, and they all look the same. So sometimes I need to go somewhere far to get somewhere new, because I just get creatively stuck, you know. And I need the fresh air. I need something new to kind of, you know, to kind of kick up the creativity a little bit, you know. Seeing the same lake over and over will probably be boring after a while. Do you find living in New Brunswick is better than Toronto? Also, could you put a link to your website in the chat, so maybe I could check it out? I don't know what that last word is. Ah. So where was the last place you went to for pictures? Ah, that's kind of weird. The first time doing YouTube live, I don't know why it wouldn't let you put links in the chat. I guess it wants to stop people from promoting random stuff. It's not relevant. But I think if you put a comment on the video later, it might let me see it. But I'm just curious to see how it looks. So I can always check it out later. Anyway, I it's kind of Mondays and I'm bored. I wonder if when you do these YouTube live things, if actually it sends a notification to all your followers that you're live, because, you know, I would like to get more people in here. Have you ever done it? Let me see if I go to your channel. Maybe you'll show me. Yeah, I found your website. One sec. It's loading. I'm gonna go check out your landscape because I like landscapes. Alrighty. And can you sell off the... Well, I mean, honestly, like the first time I did videos, the first video I ever did, I laughed so many times on myself. I must have done so many retakes to get one sentence right. When you do videos, kind of listening to yourself after and watching yourself, it's a bizarre experience. But I find that if you keep doing it, you will get more confident, and even though right now I'm still not the best at it, but it'll get easier the more you do it, and I would recommend doing it more. But you know, you have to think of it like as if you're doing a scripted thing. You have to think of what you want to say before saying it, and then say it one shot. But you can always edit out the bad parts and just, you know, put it together, the stuff that you want to say, even though you're half the stuff you're just talking nonsense, you know. But it's funny kind of watching yourself and listening to yourself. It's an odd experience, but if you keep doing it, it will kind of, I find that it will build up your confidence and you can be more of a better speaker, because it's kind of like public speaking, you know. So don't be scared and just do it, you know. Definitely we can use more YouTube videos about photography, especially about selling prints. You know, all photographers need to be